Hi friends, this is Selvajan here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good, and today the topic I am going to discuss about how we can configure a static NAT. So static NAT is used to map a single unregistered address to a registered address, or whenever an users on an external network want to access any server or a web server located on an internal or an inside network, we'll use a static NAT. So in this architecture, I have connected the Cisco ASA firewall to switch 1 and switch 2. So I'm going to configure two security zone. One is inside and the outside security zone. And to the inside security zone, I'm going to connect switch 1. And to the outside security zone, I'm going to connect this particular switch 2. So these are things I'm going to do. So first let us configure this directly connected interfaces and its associated security zone. Then let us create the static NAT translation rule. And the third thing, I will be allowing an access list. Always we know inside will be assigned a security level of 100. It is the most trusted or highly trusted thing, and outside is a less trusted. Okay, so this will be security level of 100, and outside by default it assigned a security level of 0, and always traffic flows from the higher to the lower security zone. So since I'm initiating a traffic from an external to an internal network, I have to allow an access list. So these are the configuration I'm going to do. So now let us go to the ASA firewall and let us configure the inside and the outside security zone and its associated IP address, right? So let us go to ASA firewall, go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 0 and the inside interface. Okay, so name IF inside and the security level by default assign 100. It's a highly trusted zone, and let us assign the IP 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0, and let us do a notion, and also the outside security zone. Okay, outside interface IP is 2.1 and the security level is 0. So interface gigabit 0 by 1, name IF outside, and we have to assign the IP address. IP address 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, and let us do a notion. So now let us create the NAT translation rule. So first I have to create this particular host IP, then I have to create a one-to-one static NAT translation rule. So the command is object network, and let us configure this host as a web server. Okay, so let us name it as web server, and what is the host IP is 192.168.1.2. that is nothing but this internal IP. Then let us create a one-to-one translation rule. So NAT inside comma outside, and then we have to make a static translation, one-to-one translation, and let us give the public IP in this particular segment, the same subnet, right? So 192.168.2.201. Okay, so let us now save the configuration. So now that's the third thing what I'm going to do. So first we have configured the directly connected interfaces and the security zone. The second thing, we have created the NAT translation rule, and the third thing, I need to create an access list allowing from an outside to a inside security zone. Okay, so I'm going to initiate a telnet traffic. So I'm going to allow the telnet traffic from the outside or from a lower to the higher security zone. Okay, so go to the configuration mode, access list out underscore in extended permit protocol, let us allow TCP from the host is any and the destination host. So the destination host is this IP will give 192.168.1.2, and the equivalent protocol. What's the protocol is telnet. Since I'm going to initiate a telnet traffic from an external to an internal, I am giving as telnet. Now let us bind this access list using a access group statement. Okay, so out underscore in interface outside. Okay, so now let us save the configuration. So we are done with the configuration from the ASA firewall end. Now let us configure the switch 1 and switch 2. So this is nothing but a web server. Okay, this is an external network. So now let us go to switch 1. So I already configured the directly connected interfaces, interface gigabit 0 by 0. So this is the interface IP 1.2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a default gateway to 1.1. So for 1.2 our gateway will be 1.1, and then I will disable the routing. Okay, so go to switch 1, go to the configuration mode, and let us create a default gateway as 192.168.1.1 and let us disable the IP routing. Similar way, let us also do from Cisco to, that is switch to. Okay, go here, enable. So now already I created the telnet traffic here actually. Okay, so only thing, and also I configure this directly connect interface 2.2. Now I'm going to set the gateway as 2.1 and I'm going to disable the IP routing. So go to Cisco 2, go to the configuration mode. IP default gateway is 192.168.2.1 and let us disable the IP routing. So also for testing purpose, if you want, like, you can do is 2.1 IP. Okay, so go here. So ping 192.168.2.1, 192.168.2.1 I am able to reach, and also from Cisco 1 first switch, that's a web server, ping 192.168.1.1. so that is nothing but a gateway. So the gateway try to able to ping. So now let us initiate a telnet traffic from an external to an internal host, that is a from an external to this particular IP 2.201. Okay, so that's a mapped IP we have created. So let us do a telnet from an external outside world to this mapped IP. Okay, so let us go to switch to and let us initiate a traffic. So I already enabled the telnet command. Okay, so I already enabled the v2a command. So now let us initiate a telnet traffic. Okay, so telnet 192.168.2.201. so automatically it is I'm able to directly telnet to this particular traffic. So now let us check the translation rule. Okay, so let us go to ASA. Show, what is the command is show NAT detail. So it will show the particular translation rule inside to outside, and the web server IP is 2.201. This web server is a host IP and this is a mapped IP 2.201. So that is the reason from an external network I tried telnetting to this particular 2.201, right? So this is a translated IP. So now let us check the hit count. Do a show access list and you can see the hit count. So the hit count is increasing, right, to 1. Let us do a telnet again. So you can see the hit count will be increasing. So now it is increased to 2, and also you can check the translation traffic, show accelerate detail. Okay, so whenever I'm just initiating the traffic, you can see the count will be increasing. You can see the reference count, so it will automatically increasing by 1, right? So this is how we can create a one-to-one static NAT translation rule. Okay, so what are things I have done is I have created a inside and the outside security zone. Then we have created a NAT translation rule for the web server IP, one-to-one static NAT translation rule. And then I have allowed an access list, right? I have created an access list for allowing from an lower to the higher security zone. Then we have initiated a telnet traffic from an external to the internal network. Okay, so that's all about the static NAT translation, which is used to map a single unregistered address to a registered address, and it is also used whenever a users or an outside or an external network want to access an internal web server, right? So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.